Israel is in a unique position. It's a wedge, the forefront of Western civilization fighting barbarism. If you think of war as a way to just kick the can down the road to the future and say it's going to create new grievances, but everybody's going to regroup the day after and we're going to fight again and then we're going to fight again. If that is your view, then your whole perspective is let's minimize everything. Let's get back to calming things down. What Biden and the Americans and the Europeans are trying to do is calm down, guys. We just don't want the noise. And that's a short-term, simplistic, superficial way of understanding human conflict. If you want to build a foundation for a long-term peace, what you need to do is to end one political philosophy and crush it to the point where the defeated side says, enough, we're not doing this anymore. It's not like we're kicking the can down the road. There's no can anymore. The Japanese gave up. The Germans gave up. So what does it mean for Israel to say to the Palestinians and to Hezbollah and to Iran, enough, there's no more conflict. We're not just fighting as a revenge for what happened in October 7. We're fighting because we are for liberty, we are for prosperity, we are for children smiling and people living their lives in happiness. They're for death and destruction. They're for slavery. They're for coercion. If you act upon this strategy, then the tactics are completely different. First, what are we trying to achieve, which is complete annihilation of the ideas? And what does it mean for the day after? How does the world look like when we are, as Israelis, take the Palestinians' culture into a new direction? What is the process of normalization over maybe a decade or two if we wanted a Palestinian kid to look like a kid in Ashkelon or Tel Aviv? Because the kid in Tel Aviv is not different from the kid in Gaza when they're born. There's the same thing. It's just how are they being educated into a moral and a political moral philosophy of how people live together. You take over, you control that territory, and you make sure, the same as you make sure that in Ashkelon and Ashdod and Haifa and Jerusalem, the people in that territory live under Israeli rule. And in the beginning, they're under complete army occupation. But slowly there's a ladder by which if you start behaving, we give you more credit. It's the ladder of freedom that we will allow you first to go back into internal commerce and open the shops. We're completely controlling, so there's no terrorism, same as there's no terrorism in Haifa. We can have a rule of law and then slowly let them assimilate. You're not solving the problem unless the Palestinian culture gives up on its Islamic fundamentalist ideas and starts to accept Western ideas of liberty and freedom and individualism.